Hello and welcome to another edition of the United Way Partner Spotlight. Today we're sitting down with Emily McVeigh, the Executive Director of the United Way of the Lewis and Clark area. How are you today, Emily?
Great. How are you doing?
I'm doing great, thank you. We're talking 211. What is that?
So 211 is a phone number or a website. You can go to montana211.org and find 211 information, or you can call 211 just like you would call 911. It is the emergency resource directory that you can access in times of need.
Okay. So if, for emergencies not suited for 911, then 211 is your next thought.
Right.
Makes it kind of easy to roll in that.
Exactly. Yeah. If you're just looking for resources, if you need to know how to get a hold of the local food bank or mental health resources, or if you're a veteran, there's specific information for veterans and service members. There's information about rentals and all kinds of different topics that you can access through 211.
Now, we just passed 211 Day, which was February 11th. Now, what was that all about?
Right. So every year we have 211 Day because every year we have February 11th, and that's the day where we really promote 211 and that as a resource to the community. We try to get the community to understand what 211 is. We push out information so that people can go to the 211 website and learn about that. And we also really promote it with our partner agencies. Any of the local nonprofits or service organizations, we ask them this time of year to go to the site, check out your information, make sure everything's up to date, make sure everything's in the correct categories. We have a lot of service organizations that do more than one thing. So like the Center for Mental Health or Lewis and Clark County Health Department, they have so much going on that they have multiple categories to look at. So if you're looking for WIC, it needs to fall under children and families and food resources. So we ask everybody to go look at it, make sure your stuff is where it's supposed to be and how it's supposed to be listed. And we also ask people to look at the search bar. If you're searching for something, make sure that it comes up. And so, we're always asking for the community to help us make this the best resource possible. So if you're looking for something and you're not finding it, give us a call at United Way and say, hey, I'm looking for this and I can't find it. We'll know how to help you get connected to it, and then we'll go make sure it gets added to 211 so that the next time somebody's looking for that, it's available to them. Yeah,
you're talking about all the different categories that some organizations are under. I know there's been many times that I've been filling out surveys and stuff, and I said, so where does your employer, what's their focus? And it's like, well, goodness, what does the United Way not focus on, especially with the 36 partners now that we work with. Now, if I call 211, will I be talking to you? Who's going to answer the phone?
Nope, that would be the Voices of Hope. They are out of Great Falls. They're the call center for the Southwest region of Montana. So they cover a good chunk of the state when people call 211. So you'll get a crisis line worker from the Voices of Hope, but and that's where it comes in, making sure the resources are up to date. They will go to that website and find all the resources available in Helena and make sure that they're connecting you to the local things that you need if you're in your times of calling. And Voices of Hope does a lot more than just the 211 call. So you might get them if you call a variety of different numbers.
So if I'm calling from Helena, they're definitely not going to connect me to help over in Billings.
No, there's 240 call centers for 211s across the United States. There's 4 of them in the state of Montana. So pretty much wherever you are in this country and Puerto Rico, if you call 211, you will get a call center and somebody will be there to help you.
Well, it's good to know, especially since, with a state like Montana that's so sparsely populated, there's so many things that are serving the entire state, knowing that we've got, in the case of 211, it's very focused on our region and taking care of our needs here. Because, that's different than what they've got going on in Missoula, and that's different than what they've got going on in Billings.
Right. And if you do call and you do get routed to a call center that's not in your area, they can still access the backside of the system and find you the resources in your community. Like the Kalispell area, the Northwest region, does not have an accredited call center at the moment. They're getting their accreditation back any day. And so once that is up and running, 54 of the 56 Montana counties are covered by Montana 211. So pretty much wherever you are, You will get that. And if you're somewhere closer to the border, there are call centers in the surrounding states. So you might get connected there, but you will also, like I said, they can also access those services on the backside and get you access to the local community resources you need.
So I don't have to live in Helena in order to be able to call 211. You said 54 out of 56 counties.
Correct. And any state in the U.S. and Puerto Rico. So pretty much wherever you are in the United States, you will get access to 211.
Perfect. And how can 211 help me?
So depending on your need, if you call the 211 hotline, somebody will answer the phone. They will walk you through what your needs are. They will get you links to the community resources. So like I said, if you're looking for the local food bank, they'll get you the name and number, address, whatever it is, to the Helena Food Share or the Salvation Army Pantry, whatever those things are. If you're looking for mental health resources, there's a couple of different things that can happen. They have the list of service providers, so like they might connect you with the Center for Mental Health or Peerview, or there's also, if you go to the website, you'll find all those same things, but there's also a link to something called the Bright app. And on the Bright app, if you click on that link, you can go there and you can say, I'm looking for a female therapist who concentrates on PTSD, who accepts Blue Cross Blue Shield, and it will narrow all of that down for you, and it'll say, here's all the providers in your community that can help you in that arena.
Okay.
And that way, we're working on some of those things, making sure those things stay up to date, so that when a provider's full and can't accept new clients, that they get turned off in that system, so you're not calling providers who can't help you. But it does help you narrow down the service that you need to your local providers that, like I said, accept the kind of insurance you have and those kinds of important things. That it's not helpful to have to call 10 providers. It helps you narrow that down to a more reasonable number.
So it's not like just cracking open the yellow pages where you've got a list of 20 places that do the same kind of job and you're having to flip a coin or draw straws or something to figure out which one you want to call. They'll actually help you to sort through which one is actually suited for your needs and your specific circumstance.
Correct. You don't have to be the AAA to be the first call. It's not in alphabetical order necessarily.
Now, how does 211 work with other agencies besides just making sure that they're keeping their information up to date so that 211's not routing to the wrong people?
Yeah, so part of the system is, like I said, making sure that the agencies have all of their information on the system. There are some restrictions about who can be on 211. So if there's an organization that serves only a very particular group of people and you have to be a member of that organization, you can't add your information to 211 because it has to be open to the general public, except for veterans and service member organizations. Obviously, they're a special niche group that you have to be a member of, but those are allowed on the site. A couple of years ago, we worked with the Mayor's Challenge and the Governor's Challenges to get those services added to 211, specifically around the suicide prevention work. Otherwise, agencies of all kinds can be a part of 211, and the more we have on there, the better, because then people are getting access to the resources that they need. And it goes both ways. We're helping them get the resources they need. We're helping clients in the community, the neighbors that we have, get the access to the resources. We work with 988, which is coming, and Connect, which is a part of the Public Health Department. And to sort of streamline those resources when a person gets connected with an agency, and then the agency may say, oh, we can't help you, but we'll refer you to somewhere else, and they can possibly use the Connect system. And now that 988 will be starting up here on July 16th, we're working to make sure that all of our mental health resources are up to date and accurate and available. 988 is going to replace the suicide prevention hotline, which is a 1-800 number. A lot of numbers to remember, especially in times of crisis. So it has been, it's actually statute, like 211 is actually built into our legal system. 988 is now built in, and it will kick off July 16th. People can call 988. Luckily in Helena, when you call 988 or 211, or currently the suicide prevention hotline or the Veterans Crisis Line, you're getting Voices of Hope. So you're getting the same person regardless of your need at the moment. But when 988 kicks off, it's actually becoming more than just a suicide prevention hotline. It's also mental health crisis focus. So that's our big kickoff right now, is really focusing heavily on making sure our mental health providers are all on 211. Any of the services available in the community that help people with mental health issues are on, and all that information is available, because that will be the go-to call center for all of those services. They already are, but we're beefing it up. And knowing that people will be more likely to call 988 instead of remembering a 1-800 number.
Sure.
We're hoping that it increases traffic, because we want people to get the resources and the help that they need.
Now, is 211 going to be interconnected in any way with 288? Because I could just imagine a person, it's like you don't want to track all these numbers like you were just mentioning until all of a sudden you need it, and then it's like, oh my goodness, why didn't I memorize that number? But if they only have the one-stop shopping like what 211 is, would that be something that people could still do?
Absolutely, especially because of the Voices of Hope situation, where they have one call center, and if you call 211, Voices of Hope answers. If you call 988, Voices of Hope answers. So you're going to get that service regardless of which number you dial. So you really only have to remember one. You can remember 211.
And you can remember which one, either one that you prefer, whatever just happens to roll off your tongue better, or you just seem to be able to dial easier.
Yep. And 211 is easy, just like 911, but with a 2. 988 is easy, just like
911, but
so
with
many
eights.
easy things to try to remember. So it doesn't
Keeping
matter
it simple.
which number you call, you're going to get the help that you need. That's
good. And I like the fact that you were mentioning that, with the veterans' needs and all that, like you said, even though they're a special group that they're in, because they have so many unique needs that are connected to their service history.
Yes.
That being able to take care of them and their. Now, how do I get help from 211?
Well, it's easy. You call 211. You call 211, just like you would
again?
dial 911. I know we've confused some people over the years when we have it on our voicemail at work, and it'll say if you have an emergency, call 211. And people are like, what do you mean call 211? Yep, that's a number. It's an actual phone number, and somebody will pick up if you call that number.
Just like 911 or 411?
Dial 211. It's that easy. And if you're on the internet, go to montana211.org. And
is that Montana spelled out, or MT, or?
It is. You can get it either way.
Okay.
But if you just go to montana211.org, and if you just go to 211.org, that takes you to the national site, so you can actually get information about the different 211s all over the country through just 211.org. You will get connected.
And it'll route you back to the Montana if you take the right steps, right?
Correct. Yep.
So you might have a few extra steps to go through if you accidentally go straight into 211 rather than Montana 211, but you'll still get there.
You'll get there, yes.
Well, thank you so much for joining us today, Emily.
Yeah, thank you.
And thank you so much for joining us, and we hope to see you next time for another United Way Partner Spotlight. Have a great day.